G'day, I'm Clive and welcome to CDP Outdoors. Today we're on the day 2 on the Bibbulmun track and we're heading off from the Hewett Hill campsite and we're heading to the Ball Creek campsite. Back onto the trail, so if we go left it takes us back to Kalamunda, and if we take the right that takes us to Albany. So let's carry on and head off to the Ball Creek shelter on the way. It's been raining all night and I have my poncho on because it keeps stopping and starting. I just got it pressed at the bottom of each side of the poncho to hold it together, but leaving the rest of it open to let the air blow through, to do my best to stop the perspiration. This, isn't it beautiful? It's sort of like walking through prehistoric time with all these grass trees. Come on, get your walking shoes on here, your backpack on and come and join me. But don't be fooled by the sign on the right, because the actual wargle is on this tree here, on the left, and that's pointing, let's go straight ahead. So straight ahead it is. Alright, this part of the trek is 2.7 kilometres from the South Lookout, and it's shared with the Shire of Kalamunda walk trail. And it's raining at the moment still, and I don't know if this poncho is making me wetter underneath the perspiration or any drier. At least I'm warm. Okay, I'll carry on walking and keep looking out for the wargle signs and point out any that are covered up by branches or anything. Okay, that's where we're heading, which is the Mundaring Weir. There we go. And that's where the Bibbulmun track goes across, unless the gates are locked, and then you gotta go down the steps, past the pump house and back up the other side. So the views you'll get walking on the Bibbulmun track. It's beautiful. Even though it's wet today, and most people would say miserable, it's actually beautiful. Probably one of the best times to come walking, because most people are at home keeping dry. You can see the wargles up on the tree there pointing to the left, and another one on the tree there pointing left, and the Kalamunda trail walk shares this one. The view. We're just a matter of maybe 200 metres away from the South Edge Lookout, which is also known as the Golden View, and the Bibbulmun track runs right next to it. So when I get there, let's go down the steps. I'll put the camera back on and I'll show you the view. I can just see the weir through there, and the lookout is just a matter of a few metres away down here. And there it is. Look at that. Beautiful. Okay, here I am. I'm about 1 kilometre away from the Mundaring Weir. So this morning, even though I felt it at times, it's been fairly easy just carrying on. Just taking my time seems to be making the time go quicker. This is just beautiful. Like I said, in the rain, not as many people come out, so it's a lot quieter, nicer. And I haven't seen one person so far. Here's a trail going down to Mundaring Weir Road. As you can see, here I've got steps, but you've got loose gravel, pea gravel. So just be careful. And this is where my walking poles are coming in handy for me, even though I've got both in the same hand and holding the camera in the other. I actually put steps down here from last time. It was just a slope, or the first time I came down here 11 years ago. So this has made it safer. So what we're going to do, as you can see on the opposite side of the road, is your wargle. So we'll cross over and we'll walk down the side of the road to the weir. And lucky the gates are open, so I don't have to walk down all those steps and back up the other side. And look at this. Oh, the steps. Fantastic view. This dam is the dam where water's pumped from here in Mundaring over 600 kilometres to Kalgoorlie. And there's the old pump house. All the videos I was taking was from the far side of the valley, over the next one, up the top one, all the way over, up that way, and then back down to here. So, let's carry on walking. The Mundaring Weir Hotel, the bar's calling me, saying come and get a cold beer. There's the steps I would have had to walk back up down there, and on that side, all the way down, over that small bridge, through the compound there, the car park, and then up these steps, all the way back up. Let's show you, let's have a look. There's the access point, going down into the dam. How about that? Shame I couldn't put the hammock here. In the distance there is the South Ledge lookout. That also gives you another idea of how far we've walked today. Since the end of the dam, at one sign that said go left, I haven't seen any more wargles until this point here, where the pipe goes. We will see here shortly, there is a pole with a yellow band around it, and the wargle triangle in the top of it. So I'll be climbing up these rocks and the steps have made into it to the top. Needs to get on the opposite side of this pipe. But what they provided for us is some steel steps to go over. They save us crawling underneath. And I can actually see the Bibbulmun Weir Hotel from here, which is just through the trees over there. Just through there. That's the Bibbulmun Weir Hotel. I'll be heading now for a beer, hopefully. Here we go, just got to the Bibbulmun Weir Hotel. Look at that. Kangaroos. Or skippies. There you are, there's the kangaroos. These are wild kangaroos, they're not pets, they're not tame. So just leave them alone and all will be good. Yeah, the Bibbulmun Weir Hotel, having a beer. Just waiting for food to come out. There you are, lunch on the Bibbulmun track. Yummy. Okay, just had the mandatory lunch and a couple of beers at the Bibbulmun Weir Hotel. Don't want to carry on walking now. Could have stayed there and carried on drinking. But on to Ball Creek I go. Okay, the first wargle from the Bibbulmun Weir Hotel is on the right hand side through this stop road ahead notice, and as you can see it's hidden between or hidden behind bushes and a tree, so you need to be aware so you don't miss it. And look at this. This one's hidden behind the actual stop sign. So I hope this helps so you don't miss this turning. Okay, going to be crossing the road here, and we'll head up them steps and up the trail there. This is just up from the Bibbulmun Weir Hotel, and this is the other side of the weir, the view we get through the trees as we carry on walking up. And there's our sign just there in the middle of the screen now, pointing us to the right for the Bibbulmun track. The Bibbulmun track took a right, so it's slowly coming back down the hill, but look at that view. They're taking us down to get a view of the Bibbulmun Weir. There we go. No one noticed. Look at that. The Noongar Aborigines used the river valleys as pathways. The valley led to good hunting grounds on open woodlands east of this Jarrah forest. They called the river Mandoon. Colonial engineers recognised the potential of the valley as a site for a storage reservoir for the Goldfields water supply scheme. It has a catchment area of 1,470 square kilometres and can hold 63.6 million cubic metres of water. Each cubic metre is 1,000 litres. The surface of the dam, when full, covers 761 hectares. That's this one. On the Helena, I have had several sites surveyed, and I can with safety recommend one. The site is almost an ideal one. The foundations at the dam site are bedrock. The valley at that point very narrow and sides precipitous. A concrete dam might be made 100 feet high and its length on top would only be 650 feet. The advantages, however, do not cease there. The riverbed is comparatively flat. There can be no reasonable doubt about the reservoir being filled annually. The quality of the water is excellent. There is practically no settlement in the catchment area, and consequently no danger of pollutions. T.C. Hodgson, engineer. Well, look at that. That's what he was on about. Oh, let's see if we can zoom in on him. We've got a little kangaroo. There he is. Just about to see him. G'day. Hello. Let's leave him alone. We'll carry on with our walk. Here's another one, the water factory. The forest is a water factory. The trees play a part in making sure our water is clear and clean. Trees in water catchments work in two ways: as barriers to slow the water making its way to the dam, and as pumps to draw water up from under the ground and release it back into the water cycle. In the past, trees were cut down so more water would reach the reservoir, but this made the water salty and muddy. The quick growing pines around here were planted to stop this. Trees as barriers. If there were no trees, the rainwater would race down to the dam, taking soil with it, turbidity, and gorging out the ground as it goes, erosion. Trees slow down the rate at which the water flows. Trees as pumps. If there are not enough trees to pump water up and release it through their leaves, transpiration, the water makes its way up through the soil, raising the water table, and as it moves upwards, it collects salt from the soil, bringing it to the surface. Salinity. There you go, another lesson. Now, let's head back on the trail and carry on up the track, which goes all the way up there. Okay, just finished walking through the Perth Hills Discovery Centre, and there's a few groups of school kids ranging from primary into high school, so I didn't stop there, so I just carry on walking through. But at the Discovery Centre, you got your toilets, you can top up your water. There's a small campsite here for a small fee, where you can stop the night with showers and toilets. So, but I'm going to head on. Here we go. And get to Ball Creek, which I think is about 2.6 or 2.8 kilometres away from here. So, I'll walk up a little bit. There's something I want to show you. It's a boot cleaning station. So if you're going to be walking any section of the Bibbulmun track and you come across one of these boot cleaning sections, scrub your boots. Help stop carrying disease into the forest and killing off the native plants. Today's been really humid. On top is just wet, top to bottom, front to back, left to right, with perspiration. Here we go, dieback disease risk. Dieback disease is killing our native plants. Plants in this area are threatened by the disease. Your footwear can bring in or pick up infected soil and spread dieback. Help stop the rot by scrubbing your boots clean before and after your walk. So there you go. Here they are. We've got the scrubbing brushes in each of these. So I'm going to turn the camera off and clean my boots. Okay, just finished cleaning my boots. So I'm going to head off and carry on to Ball Creek. Alright, after leaving the Perth Hills Discovery Centre, the first landmark you'll come to is this old loggers road. And this is 1.8 kilometres from Broad Creek Shelter. And by the look of it, it's still being used. Go. So we're heading straight up there. Go again. Walking this section today has been fairly easy. There's only been 2 or 3, then maybe 4 signs that were blocked or out of view. The majority of this section, there's not many tracks to come off. It's just a one track and you keep walking, and when there is roads coming off it, it's nice and clear for you to just keep walking ahead and stay on track, which is a nice one. I think I'm about 1.5 kilometres away from the shelter now. Seen a few roos. Hopefully I've caught a couple on video to put up to show everyone. Not much need for your wargles on this little bit. There's really only the one trail you can follow. And like I said in my last video, take your time, enjoy the journey, look at where you are, just take it all in, and there's less chance you'll miss one of the wargles then. So there's less chance of getting lost. I almost laugh, I just left as I was coming into the Mundaring Weir Hotel, there was 3 ladies. They weren't even, let's say, 10-15 metres away from the Mundaring Weir Hotel, and their plan was to walk all the way to Kalamunda where I started, and they'd already got lost twice within them 10-15 metres. So I hope they're safe, and if they get lost again or confused, I hope they have the common sense to head back to their car and find a guide at least, or somebody who's done this section, to walk with them, or even buy a bloody map, because they didn't even have a map on them. So there's my rant and rave about people being unprepared. I think it's one of the reasons I'm making these videos, is to show people where the signs are obstructed by a branch or another tree or another sign, or just discoloured from bushfires, to help people understand what they're looking for. Make it so they're not so afraid when they come out, so they can spend their time actually enjoying their journey walking on the Bibbulmun track. Coming up to another loggers road, and this one, as we get to it, it's going to be about 1.1 kilometres away from the shelter, the Broad Creek Shelter. As you're probably learning watching these videos, even the best hikers or road gainers or whatever you do can get lost, but at the same time, a bit of common sense, keep your eyes open, and the chances of getting lost are very slim. So here's at Loggers Road. Actually it's about 1.1 kilometres now to the Ball Creek shelter. Up on the tree there on the left is a little wargle pointing straight ahead. And here's the Loggers Road heading around left and heading right down. I think this one will take us down to the emergency airfield up here. That's another thing to be aware of when you're walking somewhere, just in case of emergencies. Where's the best point to be picked up and rescued? So, on that note, I'm going to carry on walking. Something else that will help make it easier. I need to have a wargle on the right hand tree and then the wargle on the left hand tree to get closer. They've also put a branch and some rocks across the main track here, guiding you to the left, which is the direction the wargles are sending you. And there's another one like this a little bit further down if I remember. They've done the same again here. We've got to go right. The wargle on the tree there on the left is pointing to the right. And they've laid a branch across the track where it used to carry on. At this point we're about 400 metres away from the Ball Creek shelter. Again, we're walking into prehistoric time. It's fantastic. The different sceneries, just over 20 kilometres going through the bush. The different trees. It's just fantastic. And with the rain this morning, the smell of all the eucalypt trees, it's just followed me all the way. And it's going to be ideal in the winter when we can do the burning. Plenty of firewood here we can pick up and take down to the fire pit and sit around and just enjoy chatting if anybody else is there, or just enjoy watching the Bushman's television. And there's the shelter just between the trees there. That's about 100 metres away. So we'll carry on down this track, take the left fork, and we'll be there. Here we are now, walking into the Ball Creek campsite. Got two rainwater tanks here. Yeah. We've got a fire pit, got a picnic bench. And these bunks are a little bit smaller, probably only big enough for two on each. But we made it. Let's put my gear down. And get my pack off. And there's the view outside. Okay, I'm in Ball Creek now. I'll be staying for the night. And instead of having a hammock up outside, because there's no one else here, I've hung the hammock inside the shelter. Because I'll be leaving earlier in the morning, it's less for me to pack away. So I've got myself a pot on the go to make myself a coffee. Like I said, I've got my bed made. Good day's walk today. Some great views. Great scenery. Got to see quite a few kangaroos. And got to film a few. So hopefully it turns out so I can put it on here for you all. So on the campsite I just took a walk down that way and I saw about 8 or 10 pitches for tents. A couple more over there. And some more down that way. And there's actually a second fire pit right down the far end. So yeah, it's a fairly big one, this is. And there's the dunny over there. Zoom you in. There it is. So now we know where to go. It's an emu. That's him, right in the middle there, between the signs. I only see two. I wonder where his mate is, or her mate. Let's see if we can get a better position. I was just sitting out here at the bench, reading. Yeah, he's doing his best to stay hidden. Oh, here he goes. There he goes. I don't know much about emus, so I'm going to stay way back. Oh, there he goes down. Gone down into the creek there. Let's see if I can get closer and find him again. Oh, there he is over there. And he's doing his runner. He's gone. Oh, he stopped at the top there. Have a look between the trees. There's normally two. They're normally travelling in pairs, so don't know where his partner is, or her partner. But I'll leave him alone, and I'll go back to reading my book. Getting picked up about 7 o'clock back at the Perth Hills Discovery Centre. So already planning to get another 4 or 5 nights out filming. Actually the next section will be 5 nights 6 days, all the way down to the Brookton campsite and get picked up at the Brookton Highway. So I hope you've enjoyed this video I've done today, and if you're not a subscriber, please hit that subscribe button down below and the bell button next to it, and if you are already a subscriber, I thank you very much. So until next time, get out there, have some fun and take care.